as always. Great to join the PHN section. I'm just not going to delay. I know you've had a long day, a very interesting day, but just again to repeat your thanks, Eilish, and to thank you and Mary and Liz and Catherine and Anita and Patricia for hosting today and doing such a good job of chairing. You had some really good speakers, some very interesting topics, and just I think it is really important that we discussed the advanced nurse practice role, because in Ireland, as you know, it's very underdeveloped in the community. And with the advancement of the policy that the Department of Health have given you an overview of today, it is going to be a significant feature of community nursing into the future. Your president, Karen, and myself attended a European Federation of Nursing meeting earlier in the week, and it was the central topic of discussion at that forum right across the European states. There is a huge push now to advance nursing practice. And I think one of the statements they made, which I think we must start introducing to our own language, is that we're not looking for advanced nurse practitioners to be mini doctors. We're looking them to be maximum nurses. And that is what advanced nurse practice should and must be about: advancing the practice of nursing and bringing all that's good within nursing to its absolute maximum. And we have had a briefing from the Chief Nurse and her team, and some of you joined us at that briefing on behalf of your colleagues. And we will be setting up a formal process to meet with them to ensure that we have a say in how this new development is rolled out. I just very briefly wanted to just give you some idea of figures in the area of advanced practice. And as you know, we had a budget this week, and the ratio of advanced practitioners that is recommended within a population of nursing and midwifery is 2% of the total population of those employed. And at the moment, we have a whole-time equivalent of 41,136 nurses, midwives, PHNs, right across from director to the fourth-year student. If you take 2% of that, it gives you 822. And currently employed in Ireland, there are 575 advanced nurse practitioners, whole-time equivalent, 606 people. And the budget last week announced an increase to the ratio. So the increase ratio of advanced practice to the profession is 2.3%. Now that sounds very small, but it actually is 124 additional whole-time equivalent posts. So the 822 would go to 946 if the 2.3%, which the Minister for Health has announced will be funded over 2022, is to be put in place. That would give us, over the year of 2022, 371 posts at advanced practice. So we have been looking for detail on the numbers since the budget announcement, because the press conference that was due to be held by the Minister for Health, you may have seen, was cancelled. But there is a lot of detail to be worked out, and a lot of negotiations on where these advanced practice roles must be based in order to get maximum potential and maximum benefit from the virtual ward. Would seem a very clear pathway for community nursing. And I think it is important that you heard and got the presentation today, but there's a lot of detail that we would need, I think, and that's pretty clear. And we're happy to do that and continue to be the organisation that collectively bargains for both professional and industrial matters for nurses and PHNs, community general nurses and other nurses in the community. Finally, I just want to, because I know you've had a very long day, I think the health and safety presentation that Karen has just given is a really important part of our work. We have made a lot of progress in respect of this issue with the HSE because the COVID-19 pandemic has strengthened the requirements for workers to be protected in their workplace in law. And Karen referenced the biological hazards agent, and we lobbied extensively, both at Irish level, but also at European level, and made presentations to the European Commissioner, Schmidt, who is the commissioner who was responsible for jobs in the European Union, that COVID-19 had and must be considered a biological hazard in the workplace, and that much of the health and safety concentration has been in areas like hospitals, in construction sites, as you know, and has been used very successfully by the construction industry and the unions representing construction workers to ensure safety in the workplace. Your community must also now be central to health and safety, particularly, as Karen pointed out, the lone worker policy, which is there, but is unfortunately needs to be strengthened because it is quite weak. So there is a lot of work to be done in this area. We want you to come with us. It is really important that I emphasize we are going to invest significant time and personnel in developing the health and safety brief for the INMO members, and also that the community hospitals and all areas where nurses and midwives are at work are considered workplaces for the purpose of the legal protections that must have and ensure for you. That requires, as Karen set out, health and safety reps. We'll provide the training, we'll provide the overview. And this week we have also met with the HSE and requested released time for health and safety reps in order for them to be able to concentrate on that really important aspect of the legal right of workers to have a safe and a healthy workplace. So colleagues, you've had a long day. I'm delighted that this webinar was so well attended with such a variety of clinical and developmental presentations. And I thank you for attending and look forward to the next webinar that you have. And also just to remind you, you have two very active and very, I suppose, Eilish and Mary, I'm speaking about on the Executive Council, very active and very important representatives on the Executive Council of the INMO who constantly remind us of what you as their constituents say to them that you want on the agenda for the INMO's body of work. And I remind you that this year is going to be an election year for the Executive Council. So going into conference in May next year, we will have an Executive Council election. And it is important that you start preparing for that now and ensure that your branches and your sections are represented at conference, but also that you put forward candidates for the Executive Council. So thank you very much. And thanks also to Steve and to Niamh from the INMO's perspective. And I hope you enjoyed the menopause survey. Again, Loretta has worked very well with us. We had a seminar or a webinar earlier in the week also where she gave her insight and also the benefit of her research into all of the areas in relation to menopause. And as Steve pointed out during the presentation, this is an area that's really important to us. It was a delegate of ours from Letterkenny who got to the podium. I don't know if many of you remember it, at an ADC about 7 years ago, who said to us that we should commence looking at and surveying and doing more in this area. And that's the importance of motions at ADC. They lead to the types of progress that you've seen Steve present on today. And as he said, we were one of the first trade unions to have a policy on menopause, and rightly so, considering we represent such a large group of women at work. And the aim of this is to ensure workplaces are adapted so that women who are going through that phase of their lives, that they can stay at work. Because unfortunately, from the survey results that you've seen, many believe that their only option is to work part-time or to resign their jobs. And certainly that is not the appropriate response, and the workplaces have to be adapted and ensure that women can continue to work right up until their retirement age, if they so wish. And we will continue to lobby government in this area, and we'll also continue to raise awareness and to seek practical approaches to policies linking with the health and safety work we do in the areas, for example, of uniform policy, in the areas of breaks, hydration, and also in the areas of rosters and how they affect the normal working day for our members. So colleagues, that is my roundup, and I thank you again for attending. I hope you enjoyed the day, and I hope you found it of benefit. And please, if you have any ideas for other topics that we can cover, feel free to contact us directly, and we will be very happy to address matters that are of interest to you as part of our role as your representatives, both professional and industrial. Gur maithagh.
Thank you very much indeed, Phil, for that. And we just to say that again, it has been another great day, and certainly health and safety is a huge aspect of our work now there, particularly in the community, and other aspects that has been brought up, the virtual wards. And I know as an organisation we'll be working for everybody. We will be having Karen back again. I've extended an invitation to Karen to our next section meeting, Karen Nicholas, to our next section meeting. We'll have that. Again, enjoy your afternoon, everybody, and thanks again for joining, and thanks to everybody who has put this whole conference together. And I really think it's just one of the greats again. And enjoy your afternoon and the rest of your weekend. Good evening and thanks. Bye-bye.